Today, we're going to explore the largest planet in the solar system, Jupiter. Thank you for watching, and enjoy. The mighty planet Jupiter is a gas giant, which means it has no solid surface. It is made mostly of hydrogen and helium, just like the Sun. In fact, Jupiter is so massive that it is often called a failed star. If it had been about 80 times more massive, it would have ignited nuclear fusion in its core and become a small star. But don't feel sorry for Jupiter. It is still the king of the planets, with a diameter of about 139,820 kilometers, or 86,880 miles. That's about 11 times wider than Earth, which has a diameter of about 12,742 kilometers, or 7,917 miles. To help get a sense of how large Jupiter is, imagine Earth as the size of a nickel. At this scale, Jupiter would be about as big as a basketball. Despite its incredible size, Jupiter is also the fastest spinning planet in the solar system. It takes Jupiter just under 10 hours to complete one rotation. This means that a day on Jupiter is less than half the length of a day on Earth. Jupiter may rotate very quickly, but it takes this behemoth a long time to orbit the Sun. 1 year on Jupiter lasts about 12 Earth years, or 4,333 Earth days. This is because the gas giant is further from the Sun than our home planet. Jupiter orbits the Sun at an average distance of about 778 million kilometers, or 484 million miles. This distance changes slightly due to Jupiter's elliptical, or oval-shaped orbit. Jupiter's rapid rotation creates powerful winds that shape its atmosphere into colorful bands of clouds. Scientists believe that Jupiter's atmosphere likely has 3 distinct layers of clouds. The top layer contains ammonia ice. The middle layer possibly contains ammonium hydrosulfide, and the inner layer may contain water ice and vapor. The different colors reflect the varying temperatures and pressures in Jupiter's atmosphere. The most famous feature of Jupiter's atmosphere is the Great Red Spot, which is a gigantic storm that has been raging for at least 350 years. It is so large that multiple Earths could fit inside it. The wind speeds of this storm can exceed 600 kilometers per hour, or 370 miles per hour. Now let's talk about the temperatures of this mighty world. You might think that being the largest planet, Jupiter could also be the hottest, but that's not the case. Jupiter is actually very cold, with an average temperature of about minus 145 degrees Celsius, or minus 234 degrees Fahrenheit. This swirling gas world is frigid, even on its warmest days. The temperature varies depending on the altitude and the location in Jupiter's atmosphere. The closer you get to Jupiter's core, the higher the temperature. Jupiter's core is estimated to reach temperatures around 24,000 degrees Celsius, or 43,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's actually hotter than the surface of the Sun. Not only are the conditions on Jupiter unbearable for life as we know it, its gravity would also be quite uncomfortable. Jupiter's gravity is about 2.4 times stronger than the gravity on Earth. So if you weigh 150 pounds, or 68 kilograms on Earth, you would weigh about 360 pounds, or 163 kilograms on Jupiter. This is assuming you could stand on the surface at all. But since Jupiter is made of gas, anything that tried to land here would actually sink through the layers of this colossal world until it was crushed and burned by the extreme pressures within. Jupiter's magnetic field is also very strong, nearly 20,000 times stronger than Earth's. This magnetic field traps charged particles from the solar wind and forms a huge region of radiation around the planet called the magnetosphere. Jupiter's magnetosphere extends for millions of kilometers and sometimes interacts with the moons and rings of Jupiter, creating auroras and electrical currents. According to NASA, Jupiter has at least 95 moons that have been officially recognized by the International Astronomical Union. 4 of them are large enough to be called planets themselves: Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. These are known as the Galilean Moons because they were first observed by Galileo Galilei in 1610. Each of these moons has its own unique characteristics and mysteries. Io is the most volcanically active body in the solar system. Io's volcanoes erupt hundreds of times every year. Europa has a thick layer of ice covering a global ocean, leading many scientists to believe there may be life swimming in the depths of Europa's ocean. Ganymede is the largest moon in the solar system, bigger than Mercury, and it has its own magnetic field. Callisto is the most heavily cratered moon and may also have a subsurface ocean. Not only does Jupiter have many moons, it also has a thin ring system composed mainly of dust particles ejected from some of its smaller moons during meteor impacts. The ring system has 4 main components: the main ring, the halo, and 2 gossamer rings. Unlike the famous rings of Saturn, Jupiter's rings are very faint and difficult to see from Earth. Jupiter is a truly fascinating world. It is a planet of extremes, beauty, and mystery. It is a reminder of how diverse and amazing the solar system is, and how much we still have to learn about it. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new about this mighty world. If you did, feel free to show your support with a thumbs up or by sharing this video with someone else who may enjoy it. I would also love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you would like to see more videos like this in the future, feel free to subscribe. Thanks again. Until next time, take care and be well.